So, three learning targets from this Kentucky news is first one, and you're going to learn about the automatic license plate readers that the LMPD have now. It's all the rage in Kentucky. Kentucky's got a strong military industrial complex, prison industrial complex, police industrial complex, just really all industrial complex. There's the peasants, the rich people, and then there's the police who protect the rich people from the poor. So that's one learning objective. You're going to learn about that. You're also going to learn about the new changes that JCPS is proposing, at least some of the changes. There's one good one, one bad one that I want to mention, and then the last thing, Matt Bevin is talking shit about Mitch McConnell because Mitch McConnell is not down with Ted Cruz's filibuster, which would work because it would totally stop the funding if that's what you actually want to do. But really, they know that because they're going to be reelected, you can't stop Obamacare. It's been elected so many times. They've tried 41 times. They're not going to do it. Mitch McConnell's tactic's going to fail, and then he'll play, victim or whatever. But Ted Cruz is really pushing the issue right in front of his face, and Matt Bevin's going to be doing the exact same thing. So, first story, the police in Kentucky. They're starting to, they got these machines now, these cameras, which are automatic license plate readers, and they're taking pictures of everybody's license plate, and they're getting everybody's personal information. And it is a lot of personal information, they can definitely pick on isolated people, and if, they usually go after, like, poor vehicles, people that can't afford lawyers. And if you can't afford a lawyer, what are you going to do? Fight it in court? The judge's going to believe the cop? You don't have a chance in the world, right? So, they'll see poor people, scan their license plate, and then they'll find out, some infraction, which is not good. And their tags, they'll probably be using it for the tags. See if people's tags are up to date. Scan all your tags, ain't boom. There's $50 fucking, right? And probably for any other reason, the harassment. Basically, if a cop has a reason to harass you, they will. You're not wearing a seatbelt? Oh, what? You're just walking by? You look me in the eye? How dare you? I'm the king around here. And, okay, so of course, most cops are fascists. We all know this. That's their job, right? To be fascists, to be the king's men, to enforce the law, to protect the minority opulent from the majority. To protect the landowners, the corporations, the coal industries, the aristocracy. That's what they're doing. The plutocrats, the aristocracy. So you have, the police departments are able to collect an unbelievable amount of information. Jesse's camera said Amber Duke, spokesman for the ACLU of Kentucky. ACLU of Kentucky is an awesome group. They've been fighting for freedom for a long-ass time, freedom of speech. ACLU is an organization dedicated to fighting for freedom of speech. We don't have, law enforcement supposed to enforce the law, but they forget about the Bill of Rights. The only, decent thing that came out of the American Revolution was the Bill of Rights. Every fucking thing else is bullshit, but the Bill of Rights was the actual, only document where we codified into law what our each individual person, what our rights and freedoms are. And freedom of speech is the first one. They don't even they don't even enforce the first amendment to the Bill of Rights, so how we're supposed to expect them to enforce all the rest of them. But the ACLU is speaking up about this. They're usually the ones that speak up about any breaches of freedom of speech, and good for them. The ACLU released a report in July showing that 3/4 of the nearly 300 police departments surveyed in the study were using the devices. So three-quarters, 75% of these fuckers are taking pictures of everybody's automatic license plate readers. This is according to the LMPD and the Kentucky State Police. So the KSP, LMPD, Nazi Germany, they're all taking pictures of everybody that's going by. The Current Journal review of more than a dozen police departments in some of the largest cities across the state found the system also is used by police in Florence and Kenton County, both in northern Kentucky, and that officials in Hopkinsville consider purchasing the technology next year. Spokeswoman for Lexington Police said the department owns a license plate reader, but doesn't use it because of logistical problems with the equipment. So, Lexington Police, they're not fucking up your ass. Anyways, it's kind of a sad town that's going on over there, and maybe they're typically up your ass, and so they don't actually have to take pictures of everybody's license plates. This is written by the Courier Journal, Mike Wynn. Give credit where credit's due. It's September 25th, 7:27 p.m. This was posted yesterday night, and this is my last article. The Courier Journal is warning me, and maybe it's true they have blocked it before, but I have, taken my fair share of free articles from CourierJournal.com, a Gannett company, whatever the fuck that means. Okay, so JCPS, right? There's academic genocide. Terry Holiday is going to come in Louisville and take over all these failing schools. 18 of the 41 failing schools right here in Louisville. One school has, half the people ain't even graduating. So, they're not graduating them. You go in there, you're just getting pushed out. Dropout academies or just a tennis diploma, just go and you'll get a fucking diploma, right? You don't even got to do shit. They're revamping. They need to do things differently. The superintendent, she says if we don't do something different, we're going to continue to get the same results, and the time is now to propose these changes. So, they need to propose changes, and they're fucking, well, they're interesting. One change, I'll start with the good one. At Shawnee, the Academy at Shawnee. So there's 4 different schools that are being pinpointed: Myers Middle School, Frost Middle School, Shawnee High School, and Middle. They said formerly was the Academy of Shawnee High. So what's happening with the Shawnee High School, which is a great news for the West End. They're going to be partnering up with the Ford Foundation, a private thing, which is going to try to help make things, cheaper, more efficient. Fucking corporations with it. So then you got U of L. So there's also going to be a partnership with a institution of higher learning, and U of L has a huge endowment. They get a shit ton of money from the state and from a lot of private donations, which nobody knows about except for Pharaoh James Ramsey's. So the Ford Foundation and U of L, they're partnering up with Shawnee High that is going to have long-term, effects, which is good. That's good for the Shawnee the students at Shawnee High School and Middle School in the long term, because those partnerships will develop into a lot of interesting, good programs and whatever deals that they make up. I'm optimistic about that. But nothing in the short term. I mean, don't expect because these partnerships get together that all of a sudden it's just going to be bumping and popping. They said they want to focus on strengthening Shawnee Academy up because it's it's in the West End and they're getting hard. It's hard to get all these Eastern white privileged yuppies to come into the West End and get their education, which is absurd and ridiculous, especially since history shows that the black folks have more to worry about white violence on black folks than the opposite. But we're not getting into any racial discussions here. This is a positive development, and we should be happy about it. These changes are pretty expensive. All the proposals are going to be $1 million, and Frost Middle School is going to be changing. Myers Middle School is going to be changing too. The Myers Middle School, Jack Baldwin is the principal. This is a proposal that's just absolutely it's fucked up. Okay, it's fucked up and it's stupid, but it's honest. It's kind of showing how the whole education system in Louisville is just top-down hierarchy. They're meaning to make us into little obedient minions, just to kind of throw us into the system, so we're obedient worker drones. And that's what they're going to do to Myers Middle School. Jack Baldwin is down with it. He's like, hey, look, I'm changing shit. Fuck you, right? So, what are these changes? What are the changes that's going to happen in Myers Middle School? Well, they're going to change it into a cadet academy. And it's exactly as it sounds. It's a magnet program, so they're allowed to make a unique goal out of this, out of this program. So it's a magnet program. It's going to be a cadet academy, and cadet academy is the JROTC. Shit, now I'm all self-conscious of it. Good. So, Cadet Academy, you got the magnet program, the JROTC, the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. right? Whenever there's a war, you join ROTC, which is, ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps, but it's also known as Run Over to Canada, because you sign up for the reserve, so that way you're probably not going to get called. The flip side is that since you're a reserve officer, you're learning about battle tactics, and you're learning about how to think about big concepts in war. The good ideas are very high currency. They're very valuable. So Cadet Academy, they're going to change Myers Middle School, and this is going to happen October 14th. The hammer's going to come down October 14th on Myers Middle School. They're going to be, they said it's not a military recruitment tool, so that's a good little smoke screen. It's like, I don't know. You are not looking at Jonathan Masters. This is not a white 31-year-old male, socially constructed white. Peachish, I would say, or pink, right? Not orange, which is there, not red, a maroon, pink, maybe like calamine lotion, the color of a calamine lotion bottle. Calamine, maybe calamine colored, if that's a color. Whatever. It's smokescreen. It's not a military recruiting tool. Bullshit, okay? If it's not to begin with, it's to the end of it. And it's non-branch specific, so it's not the Marines or the Army, so they're not a specific actual organization. It's not recruiting anything. What it does, it's junior ROTC, so it's training middle school students to become junior ROTC high school students. So they're starting the fucking military brainwashing right from the get-go, right from the beginning. They're turning our children into cannon fodder for the military industry. They're trying to get them brainwashed. It's a brainwashing mandrasa, right? Just shut up, do as you're told. We just need you to execute orders. Do, go, go, go. Be strong, tough, have no feelings, don't give a fuck about anybody. And from those, you're supposed to, I guess, raise the grades, right? That's the idea. Brent McKim from Jefferson County Teachers Association was like, hey, the teachers union has not been asked about these proposals. You ain't said shit to us. Teachers union you should stop this shit. The Buchels, prison guards, and Buchel, that's basically where it's just a lockdown prison, and, that's one end of where our young men are going to be sent to prison, or they're going to be sent off to war so they get their heads blown off. And, we're just a bunch of, the prison military, industrial complex fodder. So you got Buchel, which is like the prison, and then you got, now it's going to be Myers Middle School, which is going to be the Cadet Academy, where you're learning how to be a killer, how to shoot a gun, how to organize, leadership training, probably doing drills, probably shoot a couple guns, but they're brainwashed, they're for the establishment, they're for the state, so there might actually be some fucking fascist, white supremacist, psycho fucking, past that would like this to happen. They view school as more like a babysitter anyways. Yes, just control and manipulate my child. I don't give a fuck. I think it goes against human nature. It goes against anybody's own inclination. It's definitely the opposite of Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Incubators for future sadistic, psychopathic fascists. So these are going to be, the future armed forces that's going around, with Nazi armbands marching up and down our streets, wanting to take over everybody, get rid of the weak, only the strong will survive. It's also a breeding ground for lots of sadistic child predators. So, these fucking weirdos that just want to manipulate these middle school students. So you're talking about, 13 years old, 11, 12, 13 years old, you're going to get all these middle school students being manipulated by these weird, creepy-ass fucking teachers who's going to tell them, run around, do this, go over here, do that, do this, go here. Just, dumb fucking exercises to, for their physical development, but also for a fucking show for some creepy-ass weird fucker. So it's a breeding ground for sadistic child predators. It's a breeding ground for sadistic, psychotic fascists. It's just a recipe for disaster. They're creating a program of compliant, 100% blindly obedient so-called Americans. It's the opposite of America. They're creating a perfect totalitarian state utopia. The Battle Royale, 1984, Brave New World, Hunger Games, Lord of the Flies, We, Jack Baldwin's Marines. This is the Baldwin Youth. They're creating a whole fucking army. The Baldwin Youth. Jack Baldwin's gonna have. He's like Napoleon. He's gonna come back out and have his fucking army, and he's just gonna take over. You know, once democracy starts springing up on the streets, and you start seeing the Arab Spring in Louisville. They want to create obedient, soulless, angry animal, murderous fucking establishment's future mercenaries. That's what they want to fucking create there. I didn't get to Matt Bevin. It's bullshit what they're fucking proposing for Myers Middle School. This should be stopped October 14th. But I bet there'll be some fucking weird ass psycho fucking fascist white supremacist Nazis that actually support this stupid. The board does so.